Well, kind of a sunrise. Looks way better on camera than it does in real life, but it's there. So you look this way. I really don't know what it's going to do. And you can't believe the guy on TV. So I pay attention to the app on my phone, and then Google pops up with this thing saying what it's going to be. And Google says it's going to rain. App on my phone says it's going to rain. And Brooke was up working on Maury's trucks yesterday, and the app on Maury's phone says it's not going to rain for over a week. So I don't know. That changes 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times a frickin' day. That much I do know. No, I don't know. I need to get some seed cleaned and need a nice day for that. Preferably one without a bunch of wind. Because we do it all right there between the bins. And when the wind blows, that's the spot. It just funnels in there. Sorry, I'm leaning so I don't drop my coffee cup while I'm trying to get it up underneath my arm. Because, one-handed and it's underneath that hand. And yeah, I've already been in here earlier. I need to get out to the feed barn. I haven't looked out there this morning. Ty said we got a cow we got to try to get in. A couple of them, actually. One of them, a cow with a lump on her jaw. The lump's changed. It's gone down. I think she's getting on the upper hand of that. But lay him on her right front last night when I let him in the feed barn. And somebody here thinks I'm bringing her something already, but I'm not. Yeah, they'll go out today unless there's something going on wrong with the calf. I think she's keeping up on the udder good enough. I don't remember this cow milking that much before. She's always been a good milker, but maybe it has something to do with the calf goofing off for a few days. I don't know. But anyway, and I was looking at the board yesterday. Really, we've only got like 5 of them that are due now, and the rest aren't till May or June. I don't know. I mean, I know why we got the bullshit going on. We had, 4 different weeks where we were 100 plus degrees. And if they're so far along bred, and I don't remember how far along it is, I think I've talked about this before, X number of days or a week or whatever, when that weather hits, the cow will either absorb or slip the calf. So then you wait until she's cycling again, which just puts everything back farther and farther. And that's been our issue for, I don't know, probably 5 years. That's been an issue. And it's hit right at the, we see a bunch of cows get bred. Cows that there's no reason why they shouldn't be bred. And that's not a good date. And it'll be, it won't be 30 days or 28 days after. It'll be more like 45 days after is when they actually got bred. Why? Because of the heat spell. I was kind of hoping he was going to move instead of stand there like a statue. It's a video, not a photo. Oh well. Go get the day going.
Really, fish?
Well, guess who is sick, actually? Kind of been waiting for it. Her lungs were a little noisy on day 4. But her lungs don't sound so bad. And she's pretty active. But she does have a 103-degree temperature today.
Really?
And that was pre-getting up and being active. So, and she doesn't really have the scours, but they're not normal poops, so she's getting a double whammy. She's getting a scour pill too. Hate hate doing all the above at the same time, but thing is, we either do it now or we do it 2 or 3 times later. So new floor, Banamine, the scour pill. Should get over it. I shouldn't have latched the gate because my arm's not quite that long. Now that is, I'll tell you, that's funny. She just come after the dog. Rainy's here next to me. Rainy was in here this morning. The calf was laying right here.
Yeah, cool your nose.
Rainy went right in, eating calf shit.
Well, you can see the shit on her side.
Cow did not care. Yeah, I saw the shit on the side. She laid in her own stuff. It's kind of nasty. Oh, I'm getting ahead of the game because she's going the other way. She is going out. So, she can go out and shut up. 511C cow. Ty said she could hear her breathing funny, so we're going to try to get her in. And 617D has that lump in her jaw. And she was lame last night when I let him in the feed barn. So we're going to probably get a workout because 511C really didn't want to come back last time, so she didn't. Otherwise, she'd be past it by now. But how's your calf playing so far? Some might say, oh, so what if she's got a 10? Yeah, 103 ends up being 104 this afternoon, 105 tomorrow, and dead the next day. So we don't mess around with that shit. Just a little too much experience with that. So I gotta go help her get the other 2 in. Well, they weren't too hard to get in. 511C was, you know, she didn't want to come in, but she did. And 617, 716, whatever she is. Lump, the one with the lump. She's walking fine today, so hopefully she just stepped on a rock. It happens. But we're going to check her anyway. May not do anything with her hoof, but check that lump. Hey, you don't want new floor for her.
That's the 3rd time on her for pneumonia.
Yeah, 3rd time on her for pneumonia. Yay. Don't like to use new floor on the cows because it's expensive and it takes a lot. LA is relatively inexpensive, still takes a lot. But when you're talking treating a cow that size, you know, new floor would be 3 to 4 times the money per treatment. So then we go for the once and done. Hopefully the once and done's gonna done it. But there's her lump yet. If you remember, it got pretty big for a while, and it's at least partially drained. It's not underneath hardly at all now, so. And yeah, she's not happy about being in there. But, so what?
She knows I'm gonna feel it.
Oh yeah, she's not happy because she knows her lump's gonna get felt. That, and she's been in here enough for that. So, been most of the morning moving stuff around. Noticed something missing there. It's hooked on the grain vac. Had to jump start it. I figured we would. It actually didn't turn over too bad, but it's been a while. This old lady. That's all she's got. And I got to get it moved anyway, because the neighbor's got a load of firewood, and he borrows my grapple for cutting his firewood up with. He stopped by a little bit ago, asked if he could borrow it, and I said, yeah, sure. I was thinking that it was sitting over in front of the grain drill. It's not. It's behind this tractor, which needs to get the disc hooked up anyway. And, well, hey, you know, it's kind of nice having my pickup around. Instead of grabbing a service truck. Hopefully it's going to be enough to do it. She's got her nose in over here, and we'll hook to the starter, because it ain't worth swinging the battery box out and taking the battery box apart to get a hold of them. It's easier to hook on the starter. Still hooking on the cables. Yep, that would be a quad track over there. Most likely pulling about a I think it's a 36 foot, somewhere in there, chisel plow. So they're finally starting to plant. Well, at least they're working ground. They sprayed it the other day. I imagine with glyphosate again to get rid of the ryegrass that's still in there. And we got the disc partway hooked up. Probably not going to get any seed clean because it's supposed to start raining here in the next hour or so, is what everything says. So I have to put stuff under some tarp or under roof. Well, they lied. It wasn't an hour. It was about 20 minutes later. It was raining. Got stuff put away where it got wet. And, oh, you could have cleaned. Yeah, we could have. And, 3.5 ton, 4 ton bin on the back of the truck would have just been pouring water into it. Give it 3 or 4 days when we try to get something out of it to plant. We wouldn't, because it'd all be growing in the bottom. And this gives us a chance to do something to this thing. Previous owner was actually was one of the fertilizer chemical companies used to be around. And, he'd loan it out to people. And his brilliant employees would come underneath it with a forklift to pick it up to set it on somebody's truck. When we got it from him the first time to use, we spent 2 days taking the thing apart and straightening this stuff up so it would work. We did it again when we got it back later too. But one thing I always had hated is when you set it up, you got to take the hitch off or it will never get close to the ground. And we always had to find a block of wood to put underneath here, or it's set on the front of the hopper part in there, which isn't made to hold weight. So I got a little piece of 2-inch channel I'm going to weld right there. That's what the red color is. It's a piece off the old sprayer, actually. See, reuse. And then I'm thinking, that pin's bolted in. Or welded in. If it wasn't welded in and we had a different pin for there, that hitch will go in either direction. And we could leave the hitch on and still hook it with the forks to move it around. Because it's a pain in the ass taking the hitch off. Because I got to catch underneath the edge over here with the fork, lift it up so somebody else can take the hitch off and then set it back down on the block.
Why don't you ask them while you're recording if there's something else for a good idea for the...
She wants me to ask y'all if there's something else for here. I mean, God knows how old this thing is. It's got to be at least 30 years old, and she's concerned because we got to tape it up. And,
that entire corner, it's not sewn together anymore.
It's falling apart.
It's time.
She's upset about it. She's not the one who's taped it up the last 20 times.
Bullshit.
Just the last 2 or 3. So, anyway. I know what'll work. We just go to Quick Clean and buy a new one. Don't want to do that either because it sets too much. Dries out. Does the same thing this one does, but maybe someday. Anyway, this may be the end of the video tonight. I don't know. It's getting close to that time. But I'm going to stick that on there. I may take a piece of flat iron and put under it, give it a little better footprint. But that's how we want it. The way this thing works is, this is supposed to give when you're dumping a truck into it, so you don't break everything. Hence why it's so straight. And the augers that go through those tubes have like 1-inch blocks welded on the flighting, which are getting very, very, very worn out. I hate to guess how much this has cleaned over the years. It beats the little shit out. Anything that'll fit through those holes. A little better look. Yes, we had to repair that one. Anything that'll fit through those holes goes in the bottom, and that's your screenings. Auger underneath takes it to the other end, drops it out, and you can auger it out. All the clean seed goes out the end of the tubes and goes into a collector and into whatever. And we made, it's not big enough capacity-wise, we made a rotary screen that we piggyback over the top of this to get the big stuff out. It works, it just doesn't have the capacity that, we used scraps and threw it together. Hindsight, it should be at least 3 times bigger than it is. He'll throw all the big stuff in over the top of those so it drops into the other. And it gets most of it. Not all of it, but most of it. So at least we don't take too much radish back to the field. But that's what I'm going to try to get done tonight. And she's dinking around over there with pieces off that four-wheeler next to her. Trying to clean them up so I can see if I can get Tom to remachine stuff and remake so we can put it together and get it the hell out of here. Well, there, it's hot cobble glued. I don't do well working that close to the floor. I did it on the floor so the angle was right. It's on there. I'm trying to get that out. And I've ground it to where there can't be too much left holding. I don't really want to go too freaking far. But whoever put that on there did one of my tricks. Probably goes halfway through each side and then they welded it. But I'm going to grind a little more and put the pipe wrench back on it, see if it'll turn. Then we'll just replace that with a pin with a clip on it. And it won't matter which way you put the hitch on. It'll either be clear down here, or it'll be up here, which hopefully will keep the end of it off the ground. Maybe, possibly. And actually, if we do that way, we'd be able to leave the top pin in. And maybe have to pull the bottom pin just so to let it set all the way down. No big deal. So anyway, that's going to be the end of the video, I guess. So hope y'all had a good Monday. We'll see if tomorrow's another one. Okay, more video. Didn't have time to show you shit. There's a calf in there. Had her head in that hole. I went to the service truck to grab the big pair because it's closer. They're not in there, so I had to go to the shop. Cut it in one spot and she got out. We were getting ready to walk out of the shop anyway, and the cows went total ape shit. So hey, there's more fun for the Monday. In the rain.